Hey guys, so in a recent podcast episode, Jamie and I kind of did a rough sketch of what our garden is going to look like this year. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to refine this and get it all in our garden journal and planner. If you want to listen to the podcast episode, I have linked that below for you. And I have also linked our garden journal and planner below for you as well. So we're going to jump right in. So this is our garden plot from last year, and nothing has really changed with the design of it. So I can just copy the design and then we will start the new plant, like what the new plan. What I love about our garden journal and planner is that it's printable. So every year I can print new layouts and design, and I don't have to buy anything new. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all drawn out, and then I will kind of walk you guys through what we're going to plant. Okay, so that is the left side of the garden. We have decided that we are going to take out the garden bed, so you can see it here. We're going to take this garden bed out this year. It's up against the fence and it's just become too hard to control the weeds basically. So we're going to take out this garden bed here. And then we are going to we're going to keep the trellis here. So I'm just going to mark that this is where the trellis is so that we remember. All right, on to the next side. So this is going to be our garden layout for 2023. We do have trees that normally sit, like we have 2 trees that sit here, we have 2 trees that sit here, we have 2 trees that sit here, we have berry bushes that sit at the end of each of these, and we have some other things that sit at the end. I'm not going to draw any of that in. I'm not 100% sure if that stuff is going to stay here this year or if that's going to be stuff that we take with us. So now that I have this all done, what I'm going to do is I am going to use this sheet, which is part of our garden planner, and I'm going to write down everything that we're going to plant. Jamie actually went through and pulled all of the seeds out. I don't know, maybe like a week or so ago. So I'm going to write down all of this, check off if it's a start indoors, direct sow, or if we're going to buy it. And then I'm going to put the when to start or when to plant over here. And then from there, we'll go back through and figure out how many of each plant. I should also mention that this garden does not include the garden we have over by the pool. I will probably draw that one in right here. We're going to do something a little bit different with that garden this year. So I'll explain that in a little bit. So let's start writing these down. So here is what we are going to plant, and this is the like veggies and stuff we're planting. So I started this and kind of gave like ideas of how many to plant. I'm going to go through and get my chart out and figure out when to plant them or start them. And then I'm going to give Jamie the garden layout, and then he can go through and decide how many of each. And we'll go from there. And then the flowers, So I'm not planting many flowers this year. This bed here will be basil and flower greens, or flower fillers. This one is going to be my zinnias. Half of this bed will be my dahlias. And then we're going to divide this bed in half. And this will be red potatoes, which we have started in the basement already. So, like, that's kind of the way that will look. And then I will let Jamie decide how many of the plants in here. I will write them. Let's write them down, though. So, this side will be carrots, and this side will be squash. This side will be squash.
Good, Mama.
And this side will be peppers. Stop, please.
I can't see the whole thing, so.
This side will be onions.
We can do this one.
In a minute.
Okay.
This side will be eggplant. This will be zucchini. And then we're going to do tomatoes over here.
Are you gonna?
So that'll be, and then the garden that's by the pool is going to be our green beans and our lettuce. So here's a general layout. I'm going to go finish filling out our chart, and then Jamie and I will decide how many of each plant. Hey guys, it is Deanne, and I am editing this video, and I realized that the mic on our big camera is probably completely shot. All you hear is static when you watch this back. So I'm going to kind of give you guys a brief overview of what we did. And if you guys have any questions, you can leave them for us in the comments below. So we grow in landscaping mesh. So Jamie ran outside and took pictures of all of the beds and figured out how many holes were burned in the landscaping mesh for each bed. If you want to know more about growing in landscaping mesh, we do have a whole article on our website. You can go and check that out. After he did that, we looked at the bed, how many holes were already burned in the landscaping mesh, and then that helped us determine how many of each plant to plant. We did make some decisions. The 2 tomato beds will get 11 plants each, and they will, we're going to succession sow them. So we will do 11 now, and then we will do 11 again in about a month. That way it gives the garlic time to finish growing, and we can harvest that. We are going to do sweet peppers and bell peppers, so we figured out how many for that. Squash and zucchini, I think we decided we were going to do 3 and 3, as well as just a couple other things. Make sure you follow us on Instagram if you want to see more of our garden and see exactly what we are growing. I will post some pictures when the seedlings start to sprout. And yeah, sorry guys, you guys didn't get to hear the rest of this audio of us planting our garden, but it happens and we're just gonna make the best of it. So thanks for hanging out with us, and we will talk to you guys soon.